Okay, now we're going to go down the mountain, and this is a pretty steep downhill slope. So I'm kind of just coasting here, letting the engine cool down and saving some gas and enjoying the peace and quiet of just a downhill ride. It's early in the morning, so it's really, really brisk here in the Philippines. When you're up high in the mountains, it's really cool. It's really nice, comfortable. If you look over on the right side, you'll notice that there's no safety barriers here. They don't have guardrails or walls or any protection at all to keep bikes or cars from running off the road. And most of the time, there'll be a house right down off the drop off to the right hand side. Uh, so you got to be cautious coming down here. Pay attention to where you're going and don't get too fast and too overzealous when you're driving. Slow it down, take it easy, and just enjoy the ride and the views. See, everybody sees a foreigner up in the mountain and they just got to take a good long look at you because they haven't seen you in a while. Now I got Speedy Gonzalez here, this dog here. He's don't know where to go left or right. He tries to outrun me down the hill. It's kind of hilarious at the time. As we ride down this hill, I just want you to take notice of some of the houses that are built in the mountains. They're built out of a variety of materials. Of course, the majority being bamboo, concrete, and plywood. And they're all in various stages because here in the Philippines, people get their income from a lot of different areas, but most of the time it's from overseas workers or seamen that's working out abroad on a ship, and they can only do the construction on their houses when they have income. So they'll do a little bit until they run out of money, and then they'll wait until they get some money again, and they'll go back and construct the houses. A lot of the concrete houses will be unfinished for a very long time as far as paint and uh, trim and everything that goes on with the exterior of the house. And the thing about Filipino houses is they're basically all the same inside. No matter how good they look on the outside, they always have a bathroom in the kitchen, and the kitchens always come usually unequipped to European American standards, where they don't have hardly any cabinets or storage spaces. They usually have a counter, a sink, and a few cabinets underneath. And that's usually about it because most of the time, especially the people in the houses you see on the left, they cook outside. They have an outside wood burning stove area, or what we call a wet kitchen, where they have a little tile counter outside with a wet sink where they go out there to prepare their fish and their meals, and they cook their rice on open fires with wood. That's why you see sometimes you can see in the distance here some smoke coming up out of the woods because that's what they're doing. They go outside as a family and they cook rice together in a great big pot on a wood burning stove, and they have mostly rice, vegetables, and maybe a little bit of fish, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of pork. Uh, but sometimes they don't even have meat. Sometimes it's just rice and vegetables. But if there is a meat, most of the time you can pretty much guarantee it's a fish. And for those that live in the Philippines, you know what I'm talking about when you drive through a neighborhood, especially especially in the morning. This is about 7 o'clock in the morning. So in the morning time, the favorite breakfast of Filipinos, especially here in the Cebu area on the Cebu Island, is a dried fish. So they'll make dried fish and rice. And when they're cooking the dried fish, you can smell it for miles and miles and miles. Now that was a piggery you just saw on the right hand side. And trust me, you're lucky that this is only a video and sound, and you can't have a smell vision here because it didn't smell very nice there. So as we keep going down, there is quite a few things that I love about Filipino houses, especially when they get very inventive with bamboo. They can make some houses look extremely well with bamboo, and it just makes you envious of them. You kind of wish you could build something like that in the backyard or as a house because it's very inexpensive and it's easy to maintain. All you got to do is get some bamboo and replace a few bamboo strips here and there, and your house is brand new. And it's really nice. So And you can see down here, they're still doing construction. And can you imagine these roads that we're driving on? It's dirt, but then all of a sudden you come across a section that's paved. So it kind of makes you wonder, why the government drive up a dirt road, pave a middle section of that road, and then drive on and don't pave any more of the road? But they do it all the time here, especially in the mountain regions. But I'm very fortunate today. If you look, this road is very well maintained. They must have had a grader or uh, I don't know what you call the thing with the big wheel that flattens the road out. It's come down here just recently because the road is really pretty smooth and wide, and you can see all the dirt pushed to the side, and it's very open. Much better than some of the paved roads down in the cities or close to the cities. And it's just amazing that how well they maintain the areas up in the province compared to the way the people maintain their homes down close to the city, in the city, in the city area. So that's the one thing I love about coming up in the province and driving through the mountains and the country roads is it's just a lot cleaner. It smells better. There's no gas, fuel smells in the air. It's just like in a jungle. It's just driving through a fresh jungle. See that house on the left? It's up on stilts. They made a stilk house out here, and then a little, uh, like a tree hut almost to the left side there, past that house. And by the way, just to catch up on some information here, I did get my new microphone uh, in the mail on this day, and it's almost the same design microphone as I have before, because on this SJ Cam, it has a mini USB plug for the microphone, so you're kind of limited on what you can use. But the new microphone has a flexible boom mic on it. So I've been trying it all day today inside my helmet, in front of my face mask, under my chin, even in my ear hole, covered with a plastic bag and surrounded with another 2-inch piece of foam, and I still get nothing but wind sounds. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this and try to figure something out with this microphone. If not, I'm just going to be doing voiceovers on every one of my videos. This road we're on now is going to end up taking me back out to the original road that I started in the previous video. If you didn't watch that, please do. Uh, you see here some bamboo houses coming up, and there's coming up very soon. I don't know exactly where it is. There's a really beautiful bamboo built little house, and I'm going to try my best to slow the video down and get a good look at it. So just be patient with me. Like I said, I'm new at this. It's just not something I'm experienced at. I'm learning the ropes as we go. So give me a minute. I'm going to let you look here for a little bit, and I'll catch up with you in just a second. Look at that bamboo. Isn't that beautiful? That's a big bamboo shoot there with a lot of that really, really big, beautiful bamboo. It's really nice. Little family housing area here around this corner, and some unfinished houses going on. You can see they got a roof built there, but nothing else. Still doing construction. Construction. Another piggery. It's got amazing that these guys can build these houses on the side of these mountain roads uh, by bringing all the concrete, all the sand, all the gravel, all the lumber in these big trucks that come up the road. Uh, and they bring all this stuff up here and they store it in the area. There's another big bamboo area. Uh, they store all this stuff. I mean, they bring all this stuff up the road in these big trucks. And see, there's another paved section. The road's paved in areas, not paved in area. Could you imagine on a rainy day when this road is wet? Uh, how could they get material up here? I bet they can't come up on a wet day. So they probably just have to wait until the weather's nice and dry and like today to bring all that stuff up. But these guys are really ingenious on how they do things here. They can build something out of nothing, fix something when there's no parts. They can just patch things together, and they have talent well beyond their educational in this region. musicians, dancers, welders, carpenters, mechanics, you name it. These people have learned to do it all on their own, basically with no education and no means, because this is a rural area and these are very low income families for the most part that live up in these areas. Now there are some wealthy families here who probably were politicians who ran for the barangay offices or the city mayor council's offices, things of those natures. But for the most part, they're very, very low income families here. Uh, there are some nice houses, especially coming up a little bit more in the video. You're going to see some really nice houses that are constructed here. And here's one now. Speaking of one, look on the right hand side here. This house was built out of concrete, steel, up in the middle of a mountain road, and hard access to get there. Now we're back on the main road. This is the road that we started this video on, going up the hill, and I think I started it a little further up. So this is a new part of the video, and now we're still heading down the hill, but we're heading out to see this area where they have a dam on the river. You can't drive down to the dam anymore because they've made it off limits because there were way too many people drowning uh, there. A lot of people would go to the dam and never come back, so they closed it down. You can't go to the dam anymore. You can only look at it from a distance. Another nice house on the right here. People doing their gardening. They really take care of the places up in the mountains. Here's another one. Nice house coming up right side. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful house, nice cars, all up on the hilltop, on the side of a mountain. This is what I want you to look at coming up on the right hand side. Take a look right here. Isn't that nice? It's amazing what they can do with bamboo. A little school on the left side, some more areas. This is the area we passed through before. We're getting down to the area now where the dam's going to be starting. And now I'm going to cut the video off there at the beginning of the dam preview, just so I can keep this thing down to around 15 minutes or so. I know you guys don't like to watch too many long videos, especially with my mouth running. So anyway, enjoy the rest of the view, and I hope to see you on the next video. Subscribe, like, share if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too, because these videos are just basically about looking at the beautiful views of the Philippines. Until next time, cheers.